Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'll be teaching you how to start on 1.16.1 vanilla Minecraft server. Now before we get into this, a huge reminder, this is not for a 24-hour server that you're gonna allow random people to join. This is not gonna be one of those servers like Mineplex or Hypixel or the Hive. It's not gonna be like that. It's just gonna be a server for your family and friends, so if you're here for that, it's not gonna work out for you because this server is not DDoS protected, and it's not gonna work. So if you're looking to start the server like Hypixel, Mineplex, or Hive, I'd recommend you go with a simple online service provider. Mine is PebbleHost, which I use to host my server, but it's a 24-hour server. It's really good. It's probably one of the cheapest server providers out there. But yeah, this is a quick reminder, and another reminder is that you will need Java installed. So in the link in the description, there will be a download for the 32-bit Java and 64-bit Java. If you have a 32-bit machine, I'm gonna download the 32-bit version of Java. If you have a 64-bit, obviously download the 64-bit. And if Java doesn't work during this tutorial, download JarFix. That will also be in the link in the description. Now that we've got all that out of the way, let's go into the tutorial. Alright, now that we're here in the Minecraft.net website, there's gonna be a link in the description for this. It's going to be a download for the 1.16.1 server.jar file. Now you're going to click the download, the green box here. It's going to download it. Let's wait for that to finish. And boom, there we go. And it says, this type of file can harm your computer. Do you want to keep the file anyway? Now, it's saying this because .jar files are executable files, which means if you download it from a fishy website, or if you just get, you just download something that's dangerous, it can easily, if you double click on it or open it, it might run a command that could take over your computer, get your private information. You didn't want any of that. But since we're downloading it from the official Minecraft.net website, which is owned by Microsoft, this is going to be obviously 100% safe, no viruses in it, 100% safe guaranteed. So you want to click keep, go to your files, and go to wherever you download your stuff, and it's going to have server.jar here. Now, I'm going to click new folder, and then you're going to name it 1.16.1 vanilla server. Jeez, I've done this recording so many times, I'm running out of breath. Anyways, now that we've created the file, we're gonna drag a server. Alright, that's actually a pretty good reminder. You should not double click on it unless you have it in a file, because it will create these new files, and you don't want that. So that's good that I actually did that. Drag it in. Now we're gonna double click on it, and we're gonna have server.jar file here. Now we're gonna go to new text document and go into it. Then you're gonna go back to the Minecraft website and click Java. I'm just gonna copy this, and then you're gonna paste it in the notepad document. Now, the XMX and the XMS basically say, the XMX says how much RAM will be allocated for your Minecraft server, and the XMS will say, let's say you have 2 gigabytes of RAM, right? And let's say you only want half of it to be used, but in situations where it gets really bad with your Minecraft server, it's going to switch over to 2 gigabytes. So yeah, but I recommend you keep these two the same, so I'm going to keep it at 1 gigabyte. and dash jar basically says what application it's going to use to execute. And dash jar means the Java execution method. So yeah, I'm going to be using that, and let's go back to the file here. It's going to say Minecraft_server.1.16.1.jar. Now, our .jar file here is called server.jar, and up here it's not called server.jar. So we're going to select it, delete it, and name it server.jar. Now you want to create a second line and type pause. This is so whenever your server crashes or when you stop your server, it'll pause before it stops and it'll ask, press the key to continue to close the window. So if a crash report comes up, you can actually see it and fix what's going on. And you click File, Save As, and then go to Save As, type all files, then we'll name it run.bat. Now, it can be like start.bat or server.bat, but for simplicity, I'm just going to keep it run.bat. Click save, close out of this, delete the new text document, and now we have a new server called run.bat, and since we entered that command in it, it'll run this command and select this. Now we're going to double click on this. Yep, it will say failed to load properties from file server.properties, it doesn't exist, and failed to load end users license agreement.txt. And you need to agree to the end users license agreement in order to run the server. So I'm gonna click a random key, and you'll have new files that it has created. Now we're gonna go to the euler.txt. Change euler equals false to euler equals true. File, save, exit out of that. Now go to server.properties. Now this might not work for you because it's gonna be, well, it's not associated with Windows at all. It's associated with Java, not Windows though. So you're gonna go to open with Notepad, and there we go. It's gonna work. Now, all of this doesn't matter except once, well, I'm just going to configure this, and that. Server port, this matters a lot. So, this port is basically what is going to allow your friends to join. This is basically the holy grail, well, not the holy grail, the most important part of this tutorial. So, if you're like me, and you only want to start one server on your computer because you're a simple man, not that simple, well, actually, I am pretty simple, but besides the point, this is the port. This will basically allow your friends and family to join your server. Now, server IP will handle that in a second. At view distance, this is basically how far your players can see. So, it's set at 10 right now. If I try to go to 16 view distance, it'll only show 10. So, yeah, but we're gonna change it to 16 because that's the max on any server. If you change it over to 17, it won't work. Alright. And here it says prevent proxy connections. This is gonna be for bungee cord servers. We're not doing that. We're doing a vanilla server, so just keep it to false. And MOTD. We're just gonna name it. Let's say test tutorial server. Within that, file, save, not save as, Jesus Christ, file, save, and exit out of that, and click run.bat. Alright, now that we're waiting for this to finish, this is taking a while. It's going to generate some new files. Let's see here, it's generated a new world file of the files that you need. Banned IPs, banned players. So if you ban someone from my IP, they won't be able to join from any account that is on that IP. And banned players is just the account itself, so if you create another account, they can join. Now, ops is the operators on the server. We'll be talking about that in a second. Server.properties, we just explained that, and user cache and whitelist. And to op yourself, which I'm pretty sure you do want to do since it's your own server, you're going to type in the console OP space, then your username. My username is Tilly. Click enter, and it's yep, made Tilly a server operator. So yep, now that we've done that, we can type stop, and it will stop the server. But we're gonna run it again, show you guys how to join your Minecraft server. But at this point, the server is up and running. It completely works. You can play on it, but your friends can't join because you haven't port forwarded it yet. So I'm just gonna show you how to join in a second. So I'm gonna go here, add server, then either 0 or localhost. Now, if you're having a port, if you have a different port other than 25565, I'm gonna put 0. Let's say I change the port to 25566. So I'm gonna put colon 25566. Now this is the same with localhost, but you know, I don't have a port, or I do, but it's the default port, so we don't need a colon. Done, and boom, test tutorial is up with 100 bullets. I'm gonna click play. Boom, it's already generated world. It's pretty nice. It's a pretty cool world. I like this one. So yeah, we've generated world. At this point, you can play on the server, but you can only play by yourself, which really defeats the whole point of the server. Play with other people. So we're gonna fix that by port forwarding server. That just really annoyed me. But let's just show you that I've opted myself. It does work. So I can go into game mode. I can play some blocks. I can ban people. And I just banned myself. But if you wanna unban yourself or unban people, just do. It's not unban. That does not work unless you're running a paper server with plugins. This is running a vanilla server, so you want to do pardon, then user who got banned. And it's unbanned me. Join back, and I'm in. So we're just gonna stop the server. Just gonna kick. Alright, and then it's gonna stop. Right, now that we've stopped the server, we need to go to the search bar at the bottom left and type in CMD. Now that we have done that, we're going to type in IPCONFIG, ipconfig, click enter. Then you're going to see a big list of numbers. These do not matter at all. The only two long strings of numbers that matter is your default gateway and your IPv4 address. So basically, the only one that will matter is the default gateway and your IPv4. So, with your default gateway, there might be a long string, a very long string, of numbers and letters and symbols. This one is completely irrelevant. You want the one that's under it. That's like 192.168 and then a random string of numbers. But 192.168 is the default starting IP for every Ethernet connection, because I have an Ethernet connection. It'll show 192.168. If you don't, but then it will be like 10.0.0 something along the lines of that. Your IPv4 address will be very similar to your default gateway. So it'll be 192.168, then a random string of numbers. So yeah, you're gonna copy your IPv4 address. Right, copy it. You're gonna go back to your vanilla server, and you're gonna go to server.properties. You're gonna open this, go down to server IP, and paste it. That's gonna be your IP. Then file, save, go, and then your default gateway, which will be, well, mine is 192.168, and then random string of numbers after that. But yours will probably be different. So, copy my default gateway, insert it into your search bar in Google, or or like Internet Explorer or whatever you use to search, you're gonna click sign in. It should already be in your password and username should already be in the search box. It should be admin and then password, but if that doesn't work, check the back of your router. There should be a username and a password there. And this tutorial is mainly for my Aussie boys, since I'm never saying that again, I want to kill myself. Sorry about that. So this is mainly for Aussies out there, like me, who use Telstra. Because most tutorials are US. I'm not hating, but complaining. Not really. We're just mentioning that. But go to advanced. Go to advanced on the Telstra thing. Click firewall. And click forwarding. I report there here from the last 10 replays of the same video that I tried to do but messed up. You're gonna enter I'm just gonna enter _Minecraft since that's what I used for my domain for my public server. Sponsor me, but anyways, so I'm just gonna name it Minecraft _Minecraft. Then for your protocol, change it to both. If there's no both option, just do TCP and UDP. So do 2 separate ports for the same. Then your WAN port will be your port that's in your server.property as well. So for me it's 255.65, but if you have a different port, it's going to be 255. Then, well, it's just going to be a random port. You're going to enter that random port if you have a random port. But I don't. I have 255.65. My destination IP will be 192.168. Then a random string of numbers. And I'm going to click on the plus sign. Click save. It's now successful. It's now successfully port forward your server. Now, just to check that it actually works, you're gonna wanna go to this open port check tool, and then you're gonna type in your port, which is 255.65 for me. Check port, and if it has registered, it will very quickly done it. But for me, it hasn't registered yet because I just entered it. Yep, it's not gonna work. So, yep, you did not see your service on the public IPv4 address. Yep. So, your public IPv4 address is very dangerous. You should not show it to anyone. You can track down your location. That's where everyone is going. But let's just try it again. Just check the port again. It should work. Should work. Please, for the video. No, I have to stop the server. Alright, now that we have started the server, let's check the port one more time. Boom, there we go. Because I started the server with the port, it's working. Right. Port is now successfully working on my public IPv4, which means since it failed before, it's actually pretty good because it shows you how long it takes for your port to verify and for it to successfully go in. So yep, my port is now working. Yep, so basically you've successfully port forwarded your server is now up and running for anyone to join. Your friends can now join. It's now port forwarded, and I'm just gonna get a public IPv4 address, copy it, and to check that your port actually does work, one last time, I'm gonna enter in your public IPv4 address, and if it does work, you're successfully port forwarded. So yep, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, smash a like. I hope you enjoyed this as a tutorial. But if this tutorial did work for you, smash a like and subscribe. If it didn't, smash dislike and unsubscribe. So yeah, that's the tutorial. Hope you enjoyed. See you guys in the next tutorial, which will probably be in a few months because I'm uploading this channel. Right, anyways, thank you for watching. Goodbye.